Julian has a knack for taking you to places that you're not expecting to go in the story, and always keeping the story really moving and surprising an audience, but never abandoning the basic tenet that unless the people are people that you can believe and get behind, you're not going to be interested. So he keeps that alive. And he also, as much as is humanly possible, stays true to the period.
And so it is. A real-life business. Historic by-election! Can be the first step of the journey!
You can watch Downton Abbey and feel smug about the fact that you're learning something about history that is true. I mean, as true as it's possible to know what happened in 1918. There's every effort made to be accurate about everything.
It's a strange disease with sudden, savage changes.
That's the great thing with all these characters and all the storylines that weave through in Julian's head and onto the page, is that they're all very three-dimensional characters, and none of them are saints and none of them are villains. You know, they've all got very interesting pulses going through them.
I won't allow it. I will not allow my daughter to throw away her life.
I see no profit in a quarrel. But if you're sure it's what you want.
It really is just the quality of the writing, you know, from top to tail, from every character, from you know, as it were, the principal characters to the supporting roles. They're all really vivid.
I just can't see it working, can you?
And it is a genuine page-turner. It's not a thriller. I mean, about the most, you know, daring thing that happens is someone loses a cufflink.
Cufflinks, is it?
Those are a dull option for such an occasion.
We're not talking car chases here, but the delicacy and the nuance that Julian writes with, and the sense of authenticity with which he writes. I mean, he knows this world better than any other contemporary writer that I can think of, you know, apart from perhaps historians, and he's not a historian, he's a playwright. He brings the past alive.
Even Lloyd George can't want that.
I'm not sure he's a good example.
We read so many scripts, and some of them you just go, oh my God, you know. Right? But with this, if the script is right, it imbues the whole production with a sense of confidence and ease, and our job is to get it onto the screen. And so you relax, you're not running like crazy to try and make something work. It works, and our job is to just do it properly. And, you know, and because of the quality of the script, it's attracted a quality cast and quality production team. Julian's very good at getting everything moving, keeping all the characters moving forward, introducing little sort of cliffhangers. Oh, will they get together? Will they get together? Oh, is he in love with her? Oh, she's not in love with him. All that. And he keeps it all up in the air, keeps that mix bubbling away very successfully.
Is it really true?
Please, I have asked for silence, and silence I will have.
You quite deliberately write it so it makes you cry, because you want everyone else to cry. And particularly, not so much when you're actually writing it, but when you come back 2 or 3 weeks later and before you hand it in, you know, and you're rereading it, then it should make you cry. Because if it doesn't, you probably haven't done it right.
Is that what you want for your eldest daughter? Is it what you want for the family?
You do read quite a lot of things all the time, and sometimes you just read something that you just forget if you're going to be late for something. You're just like, I don't care, I have to read this. And it was just so well written. For all the characters that feature in the series, everyone is so well written, and they're so human. They're so real, and they experience and think and do things that are totally relatable. It's not that period drama where you watch and go, oh, wasn't it interesting back then? Like, no one did that, or whatever.
What?
Kiss me.
Of course people fell in love and had heartbreak and felt all the things that we feel now.
Being tested only makes you strong.
Well, I do feel that he completely writes for downstairs, and like even the language, with it being northern. And he gets it spot on.
She's not a lady's maid. She's just a housemaid that fastens hooks and buttons when she has to.
He really, really does.
Things like pace change depending on who, you know, whether you're upstairs or downstairs, and things like that. And also just what was really great, and what I've really found since we've actually been filming, is there'll be a scene, for example, with the 3 sisters in Mary's bedroom, but there'll be, you know, a door open and a maid will cross over, and it's that, you know, real sense that it's a working house.
It's busy.
And, you know, it's busy. And just because there's a scene going on in this little room talking about whatever they're going on about, probably boys.
I thought that was what you call a man you're going to marry. I was only going to marry him if nothing better turned up.
There's a whole other world going on that keeps happening, and then Mum will walk in or something. It's you know, it's not that. Yeah, it's never ending,
stop.
constant flow of through the house.
It's an incredibly rich, fabric of scenes. There's like 18 main characters really. There's no one sort of principal role. You know, everyone's got their moment and their little storylines, you know, weaving around, and it's and each scene complements the other. You know, you've got a scene that perhaps happens upstairs, and then you've got the sort of downstairs, press the red button punditry from you know, downstairs, having just witnessed what's just happened or discussing what's going on in the house. It's I thought it was fantastic.
She's a match for the old lady. She wasn't going to give in.
What old lady are you referring to, Thomas?
It's the first time that I'd read anything good in a while, and, you know, I'll be honest. And it was one, like Dan said, I read from back to front, just couldn't stop reading it. Came off the page, and in rehearsals with Brian Percival, who directs the first episode, he was kind of, it's just one of them, it's so well written that you don't have to try and bring anything to the words, just say them, and it'll come out. The scenes will work because it's so, you know, beautifully written. And he's got a tremendous economy in his writing, you know. Like Dan mentioned, there's 18 like principal cast members, not including guests who come into each episode. Yeah, he manages to tell pretty much all their stories in each episode, and he's only got 1 hour. And to do that and to do it well, which he does, I mean, it's just unbelievable.
What's so clever with Julian's writing is he's able to bring a new character in and get him straight into the mix straight away.
I'm John Bates, the new valet.
The new valet?
That's right.
Yeah, I know, and I think that's what is, you know, some of the great success of this show is the ability to juggle all these characters and have them all having their great storylines.
He has a way of writing, I think, that as an audience member, you're so interested in every single character's storyline. You're so excited to see where every single character is going to go.
She was nothing when she started, you know. Now she's a shining film star.
And for me, reading the scripts for season 2 as episode 2, 3, 4 have come my way. You know, normally in a series, you'd probably just, what am I up to? What am I up to? And flick the pages to where's my character? But not with this. I'm so excited and interested to see what happens with everyone.
Suppose I could be his nurse and never tell him who I am.
There are a lot of storylines, a lot of characters to follow. And so there is genuinely something for everyone in the show. And the most common thing I get from people who've watched the show, who I might not expect, they say, oh yeah, normally don't like costume drama, but I watched this. And that's the thing, it's not your average costume drama. It's not an adaptation of anything Victorian that, you know, can't be a little bit naughty and, you know, playful with its storylines and plot lines and references to the modern world and things.
I used to think that Mary's beau was a mésalliance, but compared to this, he's practically a Habsburg.
It's got a little cheekiness that perhaps a Jane Austen adaptation just can't have, you know. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a very different thing, and I think it appeals to a wider audience.
So often in series television, you know, finding ongoing narrative is such a challenge. The audiences, you know, love a particular show, they want to keep watching it, but for the programme makers to keep coming up with story is quite a challenge.
What?
Julian just has an abundance of stories and energy to keep writing those stories, and you know, I hope it's something that we'll work on together for some time.